Since the release of Claude Code, I've dedicated 12 hours every single day to learning and building as many cool products as possible. It's allowed me to run my $100,000 a month business OmniFusion AI, develop insane new products such as my reel generator to grow my personal brand, and even dial in my health and fitness. I'm going to share everything I learned in the next few minutes with you. Claude Code has been around for a while, but when I truly discovered the power of what Claude Code can actually do for your business, I was currently in South Africa after our Afric AI event. We hosted this event with the biggest names in the AI space such as Liam Ottley, Nate Herc, Dave Ebelar, Mark Kashif, and many more. After the event, we started diving deep into Claude Code and building insane use cases for ourselves and our business, and we were absolutely mind blown. This was shortly after the release of Opus 4.6, and the possibilities that came along with this new powerful model were insane. And the funny thing is, while me and Sardar, who's my business partner, were freaking out about Claude Code and the possibilities, Liam Ottley, who was also in Cape Town, was having the exact same experience. And when we met at the beach, we could not stop talking about Claude Code. It is all we talked about for hours on end. We couldn't get enough, and we decided, hey, this is gonna be the final lock-in, and we locked in Cape Town and made sure that we got every last drop of knowledge about Claude Code into our brains. The big aha moment that we had with Claude Code was when we figured out that we are able to automate about 50% of our work like this. We were able to take the task of checking emails, reviewing client messages, adjusting client projects, building websites, building apps, creating videos, generating B-roll, all of these things. We suddenly realized that we no longer have a gap between us and actually being able to build something with code, which used to be a human dev, for example, but instead, the entire gap was collapsed, and that if you had a good strategic understanding of what needs to happen and a fundamental technical understanding of sort of the things that go into building a project, you are now able to hold this entire power in your hands. And a lot of other people used it to build software, to build websites, but few people understood the actual power of using it to automate the tasks that you do on a day-to-day basis inside of your business. But what we really saw inside of Claude Code was that if we could give Claude Code all of the context about ourselves, all of the context about our business, and then add a data layer on top where it automatically syncs in the most up-to-date information about ourselves and our business, we could build an extension of ourselves that can autonomously work, that we can ping from our phone. So if I send a message on Telegram, a machine, a system that knows everything that I know, is able to execute tasks for me. And we saw that as a massive revolution, an extension of yourself, and we called it the AI operating system. And the big benefit of having everything inside of this AI operating system, inside of this folder accessible to Claude Code, is that you can compound your data over time. So the longer I track my health markers, my testosterone, my weight, how I'm training, the longer I do that, the more data I have to be able to look back on and identify why certain things happened in my health. The same thing applies to my business. The longer I track my revenue metrics, my churn metrics, all of these things, the better decisions I'm going to be able to make with the help of my AI operating system in the future. While on a personal level, it's an entirely personal choice on how much context you want to give the AI, how much data you want to feed in. On a business level, I think it's inevitable that it's going to go in this direction. And if your AI operating system can have a good overview, all of the context, all of the data on your business, you will have a competitive advantage over those people who decide to not take this step. But the most important thing that it's given me is my time and my freedom. Because if I take some time off, I can still be connected to my business and be able to execute on important tasks because I have Claude Code as my backup buddy who's always at home. My laptop is always right here. And even if I'm out with family enjoying time, I can talk to it right on my phone. So everything from analyzing my blood work to being able to create new products, everything is inside of Claude Code, and it's just enabled so many opportunities for myself. Now you're probably wondering, how can you set up your own AI operating system at a world-class level? The first thing is going to be your hardware, which can be your laptop, your PC, whatever you use. You need a Claude subscription unless you're planning to use open source models or something else such as Codex, but then it's no longer Claude Code, but it's also an option, definitely. However, we simply prefer Claude Code running the Opus models, or in this case now Fable 5, as long as they keep Fable 5 for free as part of your subscription. And then there's really a couple options that you can go. I personally run Claude Code inside of Cursor, which is an IDE, and inside of Cursor I have my files, I have my chat window, and I have all of my context right in there. But for a lot of people, the easiest way is going to be to download the Claude app, and inside of Claude you have chat, you have Cowork, and you have Code. And if you select Claude Code there and then open your folder, you're going to be able to have 95% of the same experience with a lot less setup headaches. And turning it into your operating system means one simple thing: talk to it. And what I use for this is an app called Glido. It's similar to Whisperflow, just has better privacy and makes less mistakes in my experience. And what you want to do is start talking to your AI operating system. So once you have this folder and you're talking to Claude Code for the first time, start voice noting it for 10 minutes. Who are you? How old are you? Where are you from? What do you do? What's your business? What are your responsibilities? Who are your teammates? What areas of the business do you have? What are the offers? What is the pricing? How does delivery work? All of these different things. Just start talking and rambling, and then tell Claude Code to suggest to you a folder structure that would make sense for your AI operating system. Explain the vision. I want to have context on everything that I do in here. I want to start connecting data. All of these things you can tell Claude Code by simply talking to it using Glido or something like Whisperflow. From there, you want to tie in data. So you would want to start connecting things such as your payment processor to be able to understand how much revenue you're making, your Notion to understand what projects you're currently working on, your ClickUp if that's what you use. Whatever you use, you want to start pulling in these different data points. You can connect your Gmail, you can connect your Google Drive, all of these different apps you can start to tie in, which is then the data layer. So we have our context, which is the middle of the circle, and then we have another layer around it, which is the data layer. And this is data that we want to refresh. And let's say we want to pull that data every day at 9 a.m. How can you actually set that up? It's pretty simple. You just ask Claude Code. You say, hey, I have this Stripe. How do I integrate Stripe into my operating system? It's going to walk you through the entire steps. You then tell it, hey, I want to refresh this data every single day at 9 a.m. It's going to walk you through that too. So you really need to get into the habit of, if you don't know something, ask Claude Code. It's going to be the easiest way for you to start figuring things out and move with speed. So the daily commitment with Claude Code is using it as much as you need to use it. So having the data synced in is obviously a pre-requirement. I personally am inside of Claude Code every single day. My operating system keeps evolving over time. And the best part is it's not tied to Claude. Because it's a folder on my machine, let's say 6 months from now, Codex makes a massive comeback. OpenAI makes a comeback, and Codex is now better than Claude Code. I can switch everything like this because it's simply files on my computer and I can switch it to a different model. And the best strategy for you long term is to really niche down with this. So if you already have a business, and building on top of that business using the AIOS is the cheat code to life. So we were already focusing on appointment setting on Instagram, helping people scale their Instagram, helping them make more money from their Instagram, all these things. So that was already our niche. We have a software on Instagram. It's a CRM for Instagram DMs. So we already had our niche. We stacked AIOS on top, and now we're going much deeper into different avenues. We have automated content generation. Our system became better, all these different things, but we're really going all in on the Instagram plus AI angle, and we're facilitating it with Claude Code and our AI operating system. The person who learns Claude Code and tries to do everything and anything in this world and tries to figure out all the different use cases and build all the products and help everybody and try to automate everything is gonna be the one who struggles. The person who uses Claude Code, identifies one niche, goes into that niche, and then tries to automate and optimize everything within that niche is gonna be the person who wins with this new era of AI. And if you're looking to get some free resources, if you're looking to see more about what we do with Instagram, automating Instagram DMs, automating Instagram content, automating Instagram story sequences, all of that is going to be linked down below in the descriptions, and you can get all of your free resources and skills over there. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more like this in the future.